Hey everyone, welcome back to Decorate with Tip and More. If you are new here, hi, my name is Terry and I am so happy you are here. I hope you get inspired by something you see today that will want you to continue to watch Decorate with Tip and More. So in today's video, we are back into the kitchen nook, finishing up the last space, the hutch. And then we'll move on tomorrow and Friday into the kitchen area where we will decorate the countertop and some other things. So this is a small space that I'm going to be decorating. Even though it's small, I have a lot to share. A lot of changes I'm making in the items that I put in my hutch. That's what you're going to see most this fall, is me using what I have by changing it up to make it fresh and new looking. So let's just get into the decorating and I hope you enjoy. All right, as you can see, I am decorating the nook with more of the neutral palette, using different shades of browns and taupes with an occasional pop of gold. I love this because it allows the small amount of color that I use to really pop. All right, I'm gonna let you be in my mind just a little bit. What I do is I sit and I plan what I want for my decor piece. And then I pull everything out that's similar, whether it's the right color or not. Then I start changing it. I knew I wanted a small vessel, but that one was a little bit too cool, so I want to warm it up with my dark wax, just giving it a little bit of warmth. I grabbed my Portuguese stoneware jug dupe, if you remember that, but it's a bowl shape, so it will showcase the foliage in the vase and not have the vase be the statement piece. Now the orange eucalyptus that I have is too orange for me, so what I'm doing is painting them, just like I showed before, front and back. I'm using a sponge, it holds the paint better, and then after I sponge it on, then I just wipe off the excess paint. I try to use a thin coat of the brown to allow the orange from the leaves to bleed through. So it does look like the leaves are changing as the weather is getting cooler. And I really do love how the paint is making my leaves new and refreshed, like I've been saying. So I keep on painting each of the leaves until I get enough to really make a beautiful arrangement in my vase. Now that I have a more warm, neutral arrangement, I can play with bolder colors for my accent pieces. So that leads into the next items I will be placing on the top shelf. These are my thrift store books. I'm placing the books under the foliage right next to the vase. I am placing the binders toward the back due to the coloring of the wording of the binders, but the books add that fall color without being too over the top. I love the warmth that the book adds to the shelf. Books are definitely a fun addition and very budget friendly. I love how simple this setting is, the subtle rustic tones and the statement it gives to the hutch. Now moving on to the second shelf. For that slender vase, I need to change that up as well. It's not the color I want. So I'm giving it 2 coats of that artesian white paint. After that dried, I used warm buff to the raised detailing to give it a look of the vases I'm using down at the bottom. After that was done, I used the clear glaze to give it that really high gloss shine. Now sitting next to the vase is my wooden pumpkins I found in Hobby Lobby last year. I love them, but I'm not a fan of silver. So I wrapped them all up and I'm taking my metallic gold spray paint and giving them 1 coat. And I love that look better. It warms up that wood. It does to me anyway. Now that I have my vase painted and my pumpkin stems painted gold, it's time to decorate the second shelf. Carrying down the creamish white color from the pages, I'm placing the vase. Next to the vase, I am adding back the wooden pumpkins, the larger of the 2 sitting in the back, and the smaller one in front, placing it diagonally from the large one. The two wooden pumpkins add warmth to the shelf, and it ties in really nice with the wicker placemat that I placed on the table. Doing this makes the decor feel intentional and cohesive. To fill the gap between the pumpkin and the vase, I'm adding this wooden acorn. It is a distressed wood, and then the very top part of the acorn, it has some gold accents, which will tie in really nice with the stems of the pumpkin. To the other side of the shelf, I am adding these distressed wooden candlesticks I purchased in Hobby Lobby. They are the same kind of wood that the acorn is. All right, y'all, here's another Luna print design. This one is called Autumn Tree Landscape. Every print that I have printed out so far are high quality digital prints, and I print them out at Walgreens. I like using them because they always give you a discount. This print captures the beautiful fall color palettes. The print's a quiet moment in nature, perfect for contemplating and reflecting. I have a 25% discount code, Terry25, for your purchase of Luna Prints digital art. I like the oil painting look, so I always put the glass behind my picture for safekeeping. This would make a beautiful larger print, but I printed mine out by an 8x10 because of the size of the shelf, but it comes in many sizes. You can always request a different size if you need. She is willing and able to give you any size you need of this print. Finish this shelf, I'm adding soft white candles to the candle holder. I will not be burning these. This is just for looks. Now, to bring your eye down to the bottom shelf, I'm placing another thrift store book. Some of you might like this, but I don't like the tarnished look, so I spray painted my little pail with metallic gold, and I added more eucalyptus stems that I painted, and I love how they complement the larger arrangement up on top. Now, to this side of the cabinet, I'm just bringing my vase and my little pitcher here just to bring in some of the lighter colors from the second shelf vase that I painted, and then just popping a pumpkin in front, and that is it. Let's take a look back at how I plan to decorate the hutch. First, sit down, make a plan, then gather the decor and do a dry run. If works, start building the color palette by painting. And here is the complete look after all my alterations. I am so impressed with how it all came together. Moody, rustic, and the perfect touch of fall. Not to mention, I didn't go out and buy anything, just the 3 thrift store books that I bought just a couple of weeks ago. It was definitely worth the work on decorating the hutch this fall. That will conclude my video for today and to decorating the kitchen nook. We'll move on to the kitchen area tomorrow. So I hope you were inspired by something I did here in the kitchen nook. Actually, in all the rooms that I've shared so far, decorating for fall. If you like these types of videos, please give me a big thumbs up. Click that like button so I know that you are liking these types of videos, and I will bring you more of them. Also, if you haven't already, go up to Decorate with Tip and More. Click that follow button so you don't miss any of my contents in the future. I have many, many more to share with you, and Christmas is coming, so that's my favorite. So I hope it's yours too. One last request. Leave me a comment down on what your thoughts and opinions on painting foliage. I have been doing a lot of that this year. I'm taking oranges, bright oranges and yellows, and making them more muted and neutral colors. Even though I painted it brown, I could still use it if I use that bright orange and yellow by just popping a pretty bright orange pumpkin near that. It'll tone down that color of orange but still give me that pop. So I am not worried about changing it. And you know what? If I want purple. I will paint it purple next year. Who knows? But I just wanted to give you that option that you don't have to go out and buy your stems just because you change your colors. Don't be afraid of changing colors because it could be as simple as painting your leaves to the color that fits your theme. Just inspire you, give you that little push to try something outside the box for once. I know I say this all the time. It is truly what I feel at the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much for coming by and watching my videos, supporting me, giving me big thumbs ups, and leaving comments. You don't know how much that helps me and supports my page. So thank you very much. I hope to see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye-bye.